Wait. Say that last sentence again.
Everything that we see is a projection of what's happening within our own mind, our own conscious, and all of the conscious together. That's what God is. God is not someone off up in the sky that's preaching down, looking down, and be like, you sin, electric bolt, you're going to hell. No. God is a collective consciousness of everyone. I'm God, you're God. Everyone here is God.
Okay. Now, if what you say is right, that I cannot perceive reality, I just make up reality in my head with my perception.
It doesn't mean you make it up, but you are able to interpret the reality differently than how you might interpret it right now. It doesn't mean that it's just, made up. It's how you perceive things.
Really? Well, then where does your rational mind come from?
My rational mind comes from my consciousness.
What does that mean?
My consciousness is basically how, from birth, my life perceives all of the information around it. I'm sure you know of the Trinity, body, mind, and spirit. When we're born, we are born with the spirit, the new mind, and a new body. So we have the collective consciousness, which is the spirit, which is in all of us. The body is the physical way that we experience the reality, and the mind is the mind that interprets it, the actual consciousness.
What is spirit?
Spirit is what a lot of people like to refer to as God. Spirit is the kind of consciousness that everyone has and is able to basically use. And what can happen is when all the collective consciousness comes together with the same intent, that is when a miracle is able to happen, because there's such a strong force behind it, the unseen force that has a lot to do with quantum physics, that unexplainable things start to happen. And just because we're not to explain it now doesn't mean that we can't explain it into the future when we start learning about new things, the quantum mechanics, the way that consciousness really works.
What is spirit? Where does spirit come from?
Spirit started from the great beginning. A lot of people like to call it the Big Bang, everything like that. There was one consciousness. You might refer to him as God. A lot of people refer to him as a lot of different things. And as that happens, God, consciousness, wants to experience life in as many ways as it can. So it might send consciousness as this guy right here. Intelligent, smart guy, he's experiencing consciousness in his own way. And then he might want to send it to some other person in India who grows up in some kind of temple, Buddhist temple, whatever. And he's experiencing his consciousness in a different way. So it is all of the same consciousness experiencing it in different realms.
Does this stone have consciousness?
That is an extremely good question, and that's something that we're trying to figure out right now, is if inanimate things are able to have a consciousness. I'll tell you what the stone does have, is it all resonates on the same frequency that I do. You're bringing up energy and matter. Well, quantum physics is starting to show that everything is not as solid as we thought. It's more like a light wave, and it's a condensed light wave that is able to just manifest into something that's actually hard. So what we're trying to figure out now is, in what difference is my body have to this rock, because they're made of the same elements, the same energy, the same matter. That is where the Buddhists get the idea that the observer, seeing, and the phenomenon are one and the same. They're not actually separate, because we are all made of the same building blocks, the same unit that our reality is constructed of.
Sir, there was a Big Bang, right?